Genesis chapter 6. Now it came about, when men began to multiply on the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose. Whomever they chose. Then the Lord said, My spirit shall not strive with man forever, because he also is flesh. Nevertheless, his days shall be 120 years. He's pronouncing judgment. And he's long-suffering. 125 years long in this instance. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward. So the Nephilim, the root word of that is fallen. So the only other place these people are mentioned is in Numbers 13:33, as if they were men that would fall upon other people. So these are the Nephilim. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of men came into the daughters, or the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men who were of old, men of renown. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of men was great on the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Quite a statement of the human heart. Above all things deceitful and desperately wicked. The Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. The sin upsets a holy God. The Lord said, I will blot out man whom I have created from the face of the land, from man to animals to creeping things and to birds of the sky, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. These are the records of the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his time. Noah walked with God. Noah became the father of 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now the earth was corrupt in the sight of God, and the earth was filled with violence. God looked on the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way upon the earth. See, this includes Noah. It's not that he has no sin and that he's not flesh, but he walks with God. Why? Well, we see that God speaks and he believes God. Then God said to Noah, The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. And behold, I am about to destroy them with the earth. Make for yourself an ark of gopher wood. You shall make the ark with rooms, and shall cover it inside and out with pitch. This is how you shall make it. The length of the ark, 300 cubits. Its breadth, 50 cubits. And its height, 30 cubits. Now, cubit is, I took a note here, approximately 18 inches. So that'll make it 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, 45 feet tall. That's a total of 1.4 million cubic feet. 522 standard rail box cars is the equal holding capacity of the ark. And 522 standard rail box cars can hold 125,000 sheep. So you have 3 stories, 15 feet high each. Now, on the earth, there is currently less than 18,000 species. Now, to be conservative, some notes that I've read have doubled it to say 72,000 species. So, that we know we have 125,000 sheep that can be held in this space. We have 72,000 species back then. And the average land animal is actually smaller than a sheep. And certainly the large animals are represented by juveniles and young animals. So you can say about 60, it comes out to about 60% of the space used. That's to store the million species of insects and food for everybody and such as that. So plenty of reasonable space in these dimensions. You shall make a window for the ark and finish it to a cubit from the top and set the door of the ark in the side of it. You shall make it with lower, second, and third decks. That comes out to 15 feet high. Behold, I, even I, am bringing the flood of water upon the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the breath of life. From under heaven, everything that is on the earth shall perish, but I will establish my covenant with you, and you shall enter the ark, you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you, and of every living thing of all flesh you shall bring 2 of every kind into the ark, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female, of the birds after their kind, of the animals after their kind, of every creeping thing of the ground after its kind. 2 of every kind will come to you to keep them alive. So the supernatural guiding of some species and everything coming willingly, untamed animals. And here it rather explicitly connects itself back to when God created after their kind, very specifically negating evolution, very specifically disconnected from any possibility of evolution where you have animals changing from one form to a completely different other animal. Not true. The finches, Darwin's finches, they're really God's finches, but the finches he studied, they're still finches. They might have different features. They're still finches. They always will be finches if they don't go extinct, like many other things, sadly. Here, we're talking about massive near extinction. Everything becomes an endangered species here. Well, not really, because God's protecting it all. So anyway, I'll keep going. Sorry about that. Now, will come to you to keep them alive. As for you, verse 21, as for you, take for yourself some of all food which is edible, and gather it to yourself, and it shall be for food for you and for them. Thus Noah did. See? Believed God, obeyed, did it. According to all that God had commanded him, so he did. That's going to bring us to chapter 7.